No jobs and unable to do what they're trained to do. Healthcare workers take their anger to the union buildings. Celebrating something we shouldn't be subjected to in the first place. And a winning streak for Pitso Mosimane. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Marching for their rights and threatening to stop work if they're not heard. Healthcare workers want guaranteed absorption after internships, annual salary increases, and retrospective payments from years preceding.
I think what we publicly must take care of is that reports that are compiled by government officials are perfect in black and white. But when you are on the ground and you are providing these services to the people on the ground, you will realize that it's not the same as what reports are saying.
The Office of the Presidency in Tshwane has accepted a memorandum of demands. Pretoria High Court has heard how disgraced popular Bishop Stephen Zondo allegedly used so-called deliverance sessions to allegedly initiate his sexual abuse. The leader of the Rivers of Living Waters Church is standing trial for 9 counts of rape and abuse of congregants. The state prosecutor, Jennifer Cronje, has referred to a testimony by a woman who claimed she visited Zondo for a prayer session for her marriage. But she says the session took a turn for the worst.
The prayer warriors had to do a curse that God must punish the accuser, that they should die or that something bad should happen to them.
She says Zondo then went on to force her to perform oral sex on him. The far reach of the war on Gaza. A U.S. military officer set himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., while protesting against the U.S. stance on the war. He's suffered life-threatening injuries. On the diplomatic front, at the International Court of Justice, Israel has reported on the progress it has made in implementing last month's court order of preventing genocide in Gaza. The ICJ is concluding its 6-day hearings into the legality of Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories since 1967. According to United Nations Agency Chief Philippe Lazzarini, the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees hasn't delivered aid to northern Gaza in over a month. Lazzarini has described the looming famine as a, quote, man-made disaster. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the military operation in Rafah will, quote, be somewhat delayed if a captives deal is reached. Getting battle ready with promises of a better future. Here's Tsidi Madia on what's in the ANC's 2024 manifesto.
The ANC has a proposal for you. They delivered their manifesto over the weekend. I'll take you through at least 5 pointers from that particular manifesto. The ANC wants to create 2.5 million jobs. These will be done through a presidential employment stimulus, an additional 1 million jobs through co-ops. They speak about immigration, right? This is where they want to locate refugees and asylum centers to the borders of the country. They speak about crime, where they want to have an integrated violence and crime strategy. When it comes to infrastructure, they're looking at particularly energy, railways, and roads. And lastly, I just want to speak to you about pension funds. The ANC believes that it must go to the financial sector, have conversations about getting that money, pension funds money, yes, that's right, in order to invest that money into the infrastructure projects. They're asking for 5 years to do this, and a lot more. Do you believe them? I don't know. The crisis the ANC has is one of credibility.
You might not feel it or see it, but apparently we're heading in the right direction when it comes to energy.
So essentially, we have been able to reduce the hours of load shedding by about 600 hours. So what's the point I'm making? That we are going in the right direction. Ultimately, we want to get to a situation where I'm able to stand before the public and say, we have not experienced any hours of load shedding.
We'd like to see that too. Ramakgopa says Eskom has been able to claw back 3,510 megawatts over the past year. He highlighted that one of the key pillars of addressing South Africa's energy crisis has been to focus on investing in planned maintenance. The Centre for Child Law has described as, quote, unreasonable, irrational and unconstitutional decisions taken by the South African Council for Educators against 2 teachers in a corporal punishment case. At the heart of it are 2 separate incidents at different schools. In the first, A 7-year-old boy was hospitalized after he was hit in the head with a PVC pipe by his teacher in 2015.
The Centre for Child Law squared off against the South African Council of Educators in the Supreme Court of Appeal today in a corporal punishment case involving 2 primary school teachers. At the heart of the case are 2 separate incidents that took place at 2 different schools. In the first, a 7-year-old boy was hospitalized after he was hit in the head with a PVC pipe by his teacher in 2015, while in the second incident, a 10-year-old girl was left bleeding from her ears and with ongoing complications after she was slapped and beaten by her teacher in 2019. The council fined the teachers R10,000 each and ruled that their names be removed from the roll of educators. However, the latter was suspended for 10 years, allowing them to continue working for as long as they were not found guilty of another count of misconduct. While the High Court did order the council to revise its sanctions policy, it stopped short of sending the teachers in question back for a new hearing, as the Centre for Child Law, represented by Section 27, had asked it to, finding there had been an unreasonable delay in the launching of the case. And the Centre is now hoping to have that decision overturned. Meanwhile, the Council has launched a cross-appeal against the order that was handed down against it. Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News.
A striking win for Pitso Mosimane. The former Mamelodi Sundowns and Bafana coach, Mosimane has another R7 million in the bank after FIFA ruled in his favour in his case against Al Ahly Jeddah. He had argued the club still owed him bonus payments after his premature sacking. A cushy send-off to the new job he's already started in Saudi Arabia. We will see you for more. Same time, same place tomorrow.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.